The reason I clicked on it was that it said Sha'Carri Richardson could hypothetically run on water, and I was like, I need to know more. And basically, it was
who
that
is this person?
She's the fastest woman alive.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Oh yeah, she's going to the Olympics.
Who is she running for?
America.
Right on.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, but they were like, because a human being on Earth could never support their own weight, like, however they explained it, she can run on water on the largest moon outside of Saturn, which is what the article eventually led to. But
The headline was Sha'Carri Harrison can run on water.
no, they said Sha'Carri Richardson could hypothetically run on water, and I thought it would be running on water on Earth.
Yeah.
No, she needs a lower gravitational pull. But it was interesting. I learned about, I think it's the Ig or the Ig Nobel. Have you heard of this?
No.
They're an organization completely unaffiliated with the Nobel Prize.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is they give scientists an award when they research something that has no practical use. I think it's great. So these people...
There's no practical use. I love that.
Yeah, right? Because then it's just like, that research is valuable.
Yeah.
I think about that stuff all the time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's nice to know that exists.
Right?
Actually.
They deserve to be recognized.
It's like how I feel about libraries. Like little things like that. I'm like, oh, maybe society's not
Yeah.
doomed.
Absolutely.
What's the most useless thing you know a lot about?
Everything.
Everything you know?
Everything I know is completely useless. I used to really like. Well, obviously I still do. I could talk about it for days, but I used to really like SNL. But I don't know a lot about it as in like facts or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But if we were talking about SNL, I'd be like, well, you know that in 1983 they did this, and you don't remember when Robert Downey Jr. was on there, like all this kind of stuff. It's just like,
Was he part of the cast?
yeah, he was a what is it called? He was a repertory player for a season or two.
What does that mean?
So you know how SNL has stars and then like supporting cast. So the I think they're called lead players, and they're the ones that'll be announced first.
Like Kristen Wiig
Right.
was a lead player.
Right. And then you have a repertory player, which is somebody like I don't know, somebody. And then it'll be like with
like Tim Robinson,
yeah. So Tim Robertson was a repertory player.
Who's a
when he
repertory
was-
player.
Yeah.
and then like Julio Torres, also a repertory player, or is he just a writer?
He was just a writer.
Not just.
Right. He was just a little right. No, he's taking over the world right now. I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Right. But like a lot of writers have become repertory players, and then repertory players almost always get bumped to lead players if they don't get fired or quit.
Who's been the longest running cast member?
I want to say Keenan. But you could probably make an argument for Daryl Hammond, because when Don Pardo died, Daryl Hammond came back and he does the announcements, or he does the he announces the cast and things like that.
He's like, "Welcome to Southern LA."
Yeah.
That's that guy.
Yeah,
Daryl Hammond.
yeah, he played. Well, yeah, he played Bill Clinton, but he was on there before Keenan joined and beat his record. He was the longest running. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is useless.
Yeah, no,
But yeah.
it's not. It's fascinating.
Daryl Hammond was the longest running cast member. Yeah,
Wow.
But it's Keenan now.
Does Keenan
Do
still
other
have
stuff.
fun?
I ask that all the but the thing about Keenan is that what makes me sad is that it's quite possible that he may not be able to go anywhere else. But if he wanted to quit, he totally could. He was famous before he was on SNL, and
Right.
he's super rich off of SNL.
Yeah, I wonder about that. Like, because lifestyle inflation is such a thing. Like, it's so easy to happen. And like, I was wondering recently, like, yeah. So for like somebody like him, Keenan, like, how close do you think he is to living paycheck to paycheck?
Sure.
You know, like, there was a period of time this past year where it seemed like Jennifer Lopez was everywhere. It was like she had like the lingerie, the skincare, the Netflix sci-fi film, her documentary.
Her documentary about the making of her movie.
Yeah. And like like just a shit, and she was everywhere. She was like on billboards, she was on sides of buses and buses. Like it was just, like we were inundated with J-Lo in the city where we live. And I remember, like, people in my life were like, what the hell is her how full of yourself could you be to like let this happen, basically.
Sure.
And a part of me was like, it seems so like calculated, like there's so much being like rushed, like being shown to, like, what am I saying? There's so much stuff being released at the same time.
Right.
It to me, a part of me was like, is she strapped for cash?
Right.
You know, like,
yeah.
Because I think we can understand that that's easy for somebody who's making under six figures.
Sure.
For that to happen, right?
Right.
But then it's like, if your lifestyle just keeps, like if the expense of your life keeps increasing with your salary, ostensibly it could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
To live paycheck to paycheck, you know?
Yeah.
And that's so scary to me.
Yeah. I mean, also, it seems like no one has quite grasped that nobody likes her anymore, which is just like she had to cancel that tour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she had a stadium tour. It was supposed to be a world tour, and she had to cancel it because she didn't sell enough tickets. Which, when was the last time Jennifer Lopez couldn't go on tour?
That's wild.
Yeah. And then, you know, her movie flopped, and the documentary flopped, and then Atlas flopped. And I guess there was an album. Yeah, it's called Atlas. And I guess there was an album, too, right? You got to go on tour with an album.
She like the music videos and shit, yeah.
That flopped. But that's been going on for a while. I mean, we all remember the Love Don't Cost a Thing challenge. Nobody likes her anymore.
What was that?
Love Don't Cost a Thing. I'm so glad you asked. So she put out a song, I want to say pre-pandemic, but it's been years. I just can't remember exactly when. And it was called Love Don't Cost a Thing. And it was pretty all right, actually. But she did this thing on social media where she was like, do this dance. Come do the Love Don't Cost a Thing. Nobody did it. It wasn't trending. She wasn't reposting people doing it. Nobody was sharing the song. Nobody gave a shit. In fact, the only time I ever heard the song was when people were reposting the video to make fun of her. Like, it's only funny because it's happening to somebody else. But
damn.
I don't really know when it happened because it was before all the stuff about Orange Drink and being Jenny from the Block. I don't really know when, like, the whole cultural tide shifted.
Yeah. But yeah, so she probably is strapped for cash.
Yeah, because nothing she's doing is working out.
Yeah, damn.
I did see Marry Me, though. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I feel like that's the lane she should just commit to.
Yeah. Have you seen Hustlers?
I saw that you rewatched it.
I sure did. Did you see I gave it 5 stars again?
Yeah.
Third watch, 5 stars.
Wow.
She's fucking amazing in it. It's actually kind of crazy how fantastic her performance is. Like, she's acting circles around everybody else in that fucking movie.
Whoa.
It's crazy. I mean, her character, and it's great because her character is like the emotional crux of the movie. But she's fucking great. And I kind of don't. the only thing I can think is that it was an accident, but it couldn't have been an accident.
Yeah, well, I wonder, like, because when that came out, that really seemed to like give her a boost,
Mm.
and it just feels like she capitalized on it in all the wrong ways.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
I think she should have done like a. I just completely lost it. It's gone. Like Nick Cage or somebody, where everybody's like, okay, I don't think you have the juice anymore, and then you deliver a performance like Hustlers, and then that's the route you take. Like start doing some more acting heavy character pieces, whatever. And not that she has to do like friggin', I don't know, Bringing Out the Dead or whatever. But you could do Hustlers again or something.
yeah. This conversation makes me like feel for her, which is so funny.
You know what it is that there's nothing about her that makes me feel like she's a bad person. I just find her a little cringe, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, it's just like she's trying so hard.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she's trying so hard. But again, I'm like living paycheck to paycheck. I'm wondering, like, how many families do you think depend on her?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
like if you have assistants,
Right.
if you have like a cleaning staff,
Right.
if you have a driver.
Because she's got 1 million people on her team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her income is their life.
Right. Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. And Hustlers didn't do that great at the box.
Yeah.
Apparently nobody wanted to see a movie starring 4 women.
I don't know, man.
forget
Have you
it.
seen Charlie's Angels?
I sure have, and I loved it.
yeah.
I'm the only person that saw Charlie's Angels.
I haven't seen it actually. I'm terrible.
The 2019, you mean? That's what I was talking about.
I was
But-
talking about like Cameron Diaz and Lucy Liu.
They're good.
Drew Barrymore.
They're obviously great.
Directed by Mick G.
Love McG.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Mm-hmm.
It's not McGee.
No, it's McG. It's McG.
I hate that he goes by McG.
I think it's great.
I think it's awful.
He's got the juice. He's like who I think Zack Snyder is to other people. Like he makes movies and I'm like, hell fucking yeah. Let me get into it. What's the lore?
Oh, that's
You
funny.
know?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I also understand that like they're a little bit bad, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But Zack Snyder, I think is hot garbage. But he seems like the nicest guy ever, which sucks. I think we talked about this.
Yeah.
Sorry, we don't have to talk about Zack Snyder.
I think I might because I think there's some directors that people are just like they're bad.
Sure.
Like they're bad.
Right.
And yeah, Zack Snyder and McGee are in there. And then I think the one I'm gonna get into is Paul W.S. Anderson.
He's interesting. Because you know what it is that I don't think he's bad. His style is just so strange. Like, I think if you can get on his wavelength, and that's not me trying to intellectualize him or anything, because he did make that movie where Mila was like chasing fucking monsters in the desert or something.
Oh, Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that one. Right, she was hunting monsters, Monster Hunter. He's just consistently making just these weird action movies that the fact of the matter is that nobody wants to see them. They're not bad. It's just nobody's interested.
Yeah, I think I have such nostalgia for the Three Musketeers.
Right.
And I haven't seen his.
Okay.
And I just realized that Matthew McFadden. How the fuck do you say his name?
Wish I knew.
McFadden?
Okay.
The guy who plays Darcy in Pride and Prejudice and
Tom
is in
Wambsgans.
Succession.
Tom Wambsgans.
That's his name in Succession.
His name is I don't know how to say Wambsgans. Wambskins.
Anyway, Matthew M.
Matthew M.
He's one of the Three Musketeers.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, that is cool.
That is cool.
Like I want to see that. And Orlando Bloom's the villain, which I think is so
Hell yeah.
interesting.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I want to see
Perfect.
it. Like I'm like maybe this is my bad director.
Maybe everybody's got one. You just
Everybody's
need to
got
find
one.
them.
I don't really have one yet. Because, yeah, I'm not...
Here comes Paul W.S.
Here comes Paul W.S. I'm not a Zack Snyder guy. I'm not... Like, I get Michael Bay. I do get it. But I'm not, like, seeking it out.
I'm a heavy Michael Bay head. But I will never call Michael Bay bad. I think...
Right, yeah.
I think Transformers ruined his reputation. Because people thought he was good before fucking Transformers. And I think he's been good since.
It's strange to me that he made 4 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to know, like, the actual insider truth behind that, because I feel like he's constantly flipping on whether or not he had a good time making them. Like, I feel like every time he turns around, he's like, actually, I'm really thankful for Transformers, da-da-da. And other times he's like, yeah, well, when studios get involved, like, I don't know what to do with what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think he's great. I think he understands action at a cinematic level.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. No. He's way more of like an auteur. I think he has more of like a vision.
Than Pusa.
Than what?
Paul W.S. Anderson.
Oh,
They call him.
is that what people call him?
I've never heard anyone call him that, but I feel like it's right there. Everyone should be calling him that.
Pusa.
They abbreviate it PWSA, but who's gonna say PWSA? It's Pusa. And it's fine that it's Pusa.
It's not fine that it's Pusa.
I'm sorry, but you're bad director.
Yeah, I think he'll be my guy. Who else is like in that canon? We got McG, Zack Snyder, Paul W.S.
We're on an action movie kick, but I think people have really soured on Judd Apatow.
I don't think he's in there. Because I think the thing with like Snyder, Paul W.S. and McG is there's like 1 or 2 hits.
Sure.
And then they've just been coasting on that.
Right.
But everything has been bad. It's like, why the fuck? Oh, actually, no, who?
You might.
David O. Russell.
Oh, fuck.
Like, he's
Oh,
a
my
bad-
God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
For like multiple reasons.
I hate David O. Russell. I hate him. I'm trying to think
But I would
of
put him in
what-
that camp.
Silver Linings Playbook, is that the movie he's coasting on? I can't think of a
The
good movie
Fighter?
he's made. Oh.
And people seem to like American Hustle.
I don't understand what there is to like about American
Me
Hustle.
neither.
It's not about anything.
It's-
It's not about anything.
It's like a vibe, but it's bad.
yeah. Bad vibes. Bad vibes.
He wants to be P.T. Anderson so bad.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking Ruben Fleischer. Yeah. I used to really like
Wait,
him.
what is?
I can take you through this. 30 minutes or less.
Okay.
Zombieland.
Oh yes. Oh,
Yeah.
Venom.
Venom, yeah.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
would be in this camp.
He's one of
Yes.
those.
Yeah.
But I like 30 minutes. Well, I used to. I haven't seen it in a while, but I used to really
That's Jesse Eisenberg and
Aziz Ansari.
Aziz Ansari, right.
which is crazy. Danny McBride is in it.
Hilarious pairing.
Yeah, I think
The-
it's genius.
Yeah, that's really great casting.
Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about as well. Slight divergence. I definitely want to come back to bad directors. Have you heard Free Shakespeare in the Park, Public Theater, New York? Have you heard
Yeah,
that they're doing 12th Night?
I did not know that.
They're doing 12th Night. Peter Dinklage, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Lupita Nyong'o. Oh, it's fine. Lupita Nyong'o,
Nice.
Sandra Oh.
Whoa.
Lupita Nyong'o's playing Viola. Yeah. And
Hell yeah.
Sandra will be playing Olivia. Olivia?
Olivia, yeah.
Is her name? Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Is Peter Dinklage Sebastian?
I think so. If I remember correctly, yeah. Isn't that great?
Who plays Channing Tatum?
Mark. It's not Mercutio, but is that who you're talking about? The
The lover that Viola's in? No, that Olivia's into. Fuck. No, I can't remember.
that's into Olivia,
yes.
right? Viola's into the guy. The guy's into Olivia. Olivia's into Viola, right? Is that the way that goes?
Who Sebastian's the brother
Sebastian's a brother.
that Viola
Is related.
is playing. It's not
Right,
playing, but
right,
pretending
right.
to.
Yes.
Viola is into Yeah, Mark. Something with
Right.
him. And then Olivia is into Viola as Sebastian.
Right. So maybe it's flipped. Maybe Jesse Tyler Ferguson is the twin, is the brother. And Peter Dinklage is the lover.
Okay, gotcha.
I think that might be it. Just thinking about their theater status.
It's horrible. The 12th Night is the one that I lean on the teen adaptation on the most. Like
what
I
did you
know
say,
Taming
Channing
of the
Tatum?
Shrew.
Sure.
Like I
Right.
know Taming of the Shrew, independent of 10 Things.
Right. I used to really this isn't Shakespeare, but I used to really fall back on Clueless.
Oh yeah, for Emma.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then I was like, that's perfectly fine because Emma's not really about anything.
Yeah.
I mean, no shade to Jane Austen, I understand, but it's not about anything. I think Clueless has a more coherent plot, and I think Clueless is a fucking mess.
Hot take.
Hot take. I
haven't seen it in years. Actually, I remember being like, "It's fine."
I don't think it's bad at all, but when there's like the bit talking about Clueless because I don't remember a lot of Emma, but when what's her name, Brittany Murphy starts rising up the social ladder, then there's still like 40 minutes of movie left, and I don't really understand what the point is. Like, Cher's learning a lesson. Is that what you're supposed to get out of that? Cher was like already a fine person. I don't really understand what is supposed to be happening.
Fuck, I don't remember.
Maybe it's Clueless. Maybe Emma's supposed to be a bad person, but Clueless is like Cher is a good person. She's just a little superficial. And then for whatever reason, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you dumb rich idiot." It's like Cher's fine.
Because in Emma, she's like almost nefarious.
Cher's motivations behind the things that she does seem a little bit more genuine. Mm-hmm. Emma seems almost like she likes sabotage.
Yeah, she's like a sociopath.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Shit.
Sorry, bad directors.
No. I lost. Well, yeah, I guess we can go back to that.
I mean, we can talk about. We were talking about 12th Night.
Oh no!
Emma
You were like, I wanted to talk about this.
It's all 12th Night. I'm super excited.
It's
for
12th
it.
Night. Oh yeah.
They just announced the cast today, and it's so exciting.
That's cool. That is cool.
Great.
Who's direct? Are there iconic directors or is it like...
His name is Sahim Ali. I think his name is. He just won a Tony.
Oh wow! Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
I mean, I don't know any theater directors, so
That would be a cool thing to go see, and it's free.
and it's free. That's what I was thinking.
Dude, that's another thing. Like the fact that America has that, and that we have libraries.
Free Shakespeare in the Park.
Free Shakespeare in the Park.
Libraries.
What was the other thing that we were talking about earlier?
I didn't know there
It's
was
like
another
maybe
thing.
we don't live in a hellhole.
Hellscape.
Like maybe there's hope.
I thought it was libraries.
Libraries and there's something else. But anyway, yeah, libraries and free Shakespeare in the Park in New York.
New York.
Shit,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And it's not even like I was going to go see Macbeth at LMU at the college where we live. I was going to go see Macbeth, and you're just sitting on the grass. They were like, bring a chair. I'm like, what? My own chair? Shakespeare in the Park, it's like a fucking amphitheater. Like, they have
really?
seats and stuff. Yeah. I thought you were just going to be sitting in the park.
Yeah, that's what I thought
But
too.
no, it's in a theater. Well, 12th Night is in a theater.
It's a full force. Wow.
Yeah.
I
Isn't
didn't
that
know
great?
that. Yeah, that's amazing.
I was like, hell yeah, I don't have to sit on the grass. I'm definitely going to be there.
That's a hard sell. Speaking of somebody who produced a show that took place in a backyard.
That was fine because also at LMU you got to pay like $20 for parking.
Oh, geez.
I was like, what?
That's crazy. For a school show? Come on.
Yeah, I swear you guys aren't that good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fucked up. It's not
Not
like
to sit on
it's
the grass.
Tisch. It's not like you're going to Juilliard.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
LMU. The place where we live. But yeah, bad directors. Who else is on there? Ruben Fleischer's a good one.
Thanks. He seems to be of that league.
You know, like Sean Levy.
Oh, Sean Levy's a great example.
Yeah.
I
in
really
there.
like Deadpool. I really like Deadpool. I like Deadpool.
No,
till the
that's
day
what
that
I'm
I
saying.
die.
Yeah, they have the one.
Right. I know people. Aren't you a real Steelhead?
I haven't seen it. Is that Sean
Yeah.
Levy?
Yeah. A lot of people ride for Real Steel. Like
Yeah,
they're
I've
like
heard.
Deadpool's bad, Real Steel is good.
Oh shit! I need to check it out. I'm gonna be honest. I'm excited for Deadpool
Hell
and Wolverine.
Hell yeah.
Like
Go
I'm
tomorrow
tempted
night.
to just go by myself.
Come with us tomorrow night.
I'm gonna be in Utah.
That's right.
But wait, Sean Levy, he didn't do the first Deadpool.
Oh no, you're right. No, he didn't, because David Leitch did the first Deadpool, and then
Yeah, if former stuntman,
right, former
turned
stuntman.
director. I would put him in that canon.
He's so fucking ridiculous. Or what is it? David Leitch did the second one, and I feel like that was one of those ones where somebody else did the first
Yeah, it's been a different director every time.
So then I don't remember who did the first one. But David Leitch did the second one because I remember being like, oh, that's why it's bad.
I don't like the second one.
I don't love it. I love the first one. But I don't super dislike it.
I think the second one's like boring.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on.
I don't like. Why do I care?
Like, cut his arm off. I want to watch it get little again.
The first one though I remember. Like, I rewatched it recently and it's fun. It's
Hell yeah.
Tim Miller did the first.
Who's
one.
that?
He. Oh yeah, I guess he would be in this canon.
There's a lot of bad
Terminator, Dark Fate.
What the hell is Terminator Dark Fate?
That's the one with Mackenzie Davis.
That's what that movie's called? Dark Fate?
That seems insane, huh?
That does seem insane.
Why would?
I swear to
Terminator
God, that's
Dark
not-
Fate.
I feel like when it came out, that was not what it was called.
That's what the poster
What the Dark Fate? That's a ridiculous name. That's a ridiculous
That's a
name for a
bad name.
Terminator movie.
This was also the one that brought back Sarah Connor.
And that's cool.
Which
Why
is
is it
cool.
called Dark Fate?
Why is it called Dark Fate? I love Mackenzie Davis.
She's a great actress.
Sorry. What the hell am I doing with my nerve? Yeah, this is all Tim Miller's done. And then a bunch of
Deadpool and Terminator Dark
Love,
Fate.
Death, and Robots shorts.
Nobody wants that either. Jesus Christ. Tim
yeah.
Miller.
I guess he's kind of in that canon. He just doesn't have a big enough filmography, I think, to justify being in that canon.
I'll say this, the only thing I think that's worse, and sometimes there's crossover.
Yeah, David Leitch is definitely in this canon.
David Leitch, yeah. Because who's the Chad Stahelski?
He's the John Wick guy.
Yeah, he's John Wick.
He's
guy.
good.
I feel like David Leitch was like, "Oh, I can do it too."
Well, they were like
Right.
the pair. Yeah,
but he can't.
he can't. Yeah,
He can't. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
What'd you think of John Wick 4?
yo, I can't. I love the first one. I think the first one's so fun. I think the villain in that is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
The guy from the Swedish Girl with the Dragon Tattoos.
In the first John Wick.
In the first
Right,
John
right,
Wick.
right.
Yeah. I forget that actor's name. He was also in one of the Mission Impossible movies.
Mm-hmm.
He died young, relatively young. So
What?
sad. Yeah.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I think was he in Ghost Protocol? I think he was Ghost Protocol that he was in. He's so good. But
What the fuck?
I know. I'm gonna
That's
look
crazy.
up his name. Because it's gonna drive me crazy. Because I think he's so good. Michael Nyqvist.
He's dead?
He's dead.
I didn't know he was dead.
I think A Hidden Life might have been his final film.
Holy shit.
Way to go out with a bang. But yeah, he was the Daniel Craig's character in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. The Swedish
gotcha.
adaptations, yeah.
Gotcha.
He's great. I think he's so good. But his villain in John Wick, I think, is so good. And I honestly can't get past the second one.
Okay.
The second one just has this really weird... the scene where he's like with the sommelier and getting all of his like weapons and shit.
Mhm.
The way they just like go on and on about like the AR-15.
Mhm.
I think a part of it's just like I grew up in Colorado. Like I don't know, like school shootings they just have like a weird place in my heart.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are we like jerking off to this AR-15? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
it's like so they get so technical and into the nitty-gritty of it. And I'm like, oh, this actually is icky.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
And like, which sucks, like, because I know those movies are so much more than that, and they're so over the top,
Right.
you know. But yeah, I just can't make it past that scene.
So you haven't seen 3 and 4?
I haven't seen 3 or 4.
Okay. That's yeah. I'm not a John Wick head. I'm not. I liked 4. I actually like each one better than the last.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So when I got to 4, I was like, oh, this is a good movie.
Oh hell yeah. It's nice to hear.
I wonder if that's why I feel like they started doing more stuff where it was like, what if he could kill somebody in a really weird way? So 4 is actually a lot of him like just hitting people in the head. There's a really great scene with guns in 4, but also a lot of it is hitting people in the head.
I mean, to be clear, I love a good gunfight.
Love guns.
Like, I'm down.
I love guns.
Like bullet time. Speaking of Chad Stahelski, you know, he was the stunt man for all that shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
I knew he was a stuntman. I don't really know a lot about his work.
when so in the first Matrix, when Neo does that one-handed cartwheel, and picks up the gun,
Yeah.
it's so amazing.
It's so amazing.
That's Chad Stahelski.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it's like the story he tells is so in that scene, there's a shit ton of like bullets he's getting shot at. Like,
Yeah.
The set is exploding.
Yeah.
And I think to reset the set, like to go like, okay, back to 1, cost something like $100,000.
Jesus
Like something
Christ.
stupid.
Yeah.
And the producer, legendary producer who I'm completely blanking on, went up to Chad Stahelski and was like, "You can do this in 1 take, right?"
What the fuck?
Yeah. And Chad Stahelski was like, "Yeah,"
Hell yeah, and he
and
could.
he did. Yeah. It's fucking badass.
That's like, I mean, everybody knows that stunt people should have awards.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. That's fucking amazing. The Matrix, there's nothing like it.
It's unbelievable.
I feel like that was like the last time somebody unlocked their brain making a movie. Like The Matrix comes out of fucking nowhere. None of it is made in reality.
Yeah, it's
Fucking great.
Fuck, dude, that's another example of a movie where I'm like, I'm so glad I was like, because I was 8 when it came out. So I didn't see it in theaters, rated R, you know, and there was like, and it came out. The reason it got a hard R was Columbine.
Oh sure, yeah.
And so I didn't see it until it came out on DVD. Like, and it was like one of the first DVDs. Like DVDs were like new. But yeah, I remember just seeing that blue cover.
Yeah.
And being like, what the fuck could this even be? Like, what is this?
Right.
And it just, that movie's incredible.
It's magic. It's perfect all the way through.
Somebody was telling me that the first piece of advertising was an NFL, it was like a Super Bowl ad.
Uh-huh.
And it was, I think it was just like the green text
Hell yeah.
coming down.
Hell yeah.
And then maybe something with Trinity, like jumping through a window or something.
Nice.
And then it's just like, what is the Matrix? And that was it.
Hell yeah.
That's like the only piece of advertising.
That's perfect.
And yeah, like so many people went into it like kind of blind.
Great.
And I think that's so cool.
That's
like,
perfect.
So amazing.
That's how I felt about Long Legs. Have you seen Long Legs?
I have not.
That's fine. The advertising's amazing. It reminded me of that. Like when
Cool.
people really fucking cared about pitching a movie to the audience.
Sick.
Great stuff.
I I haven't seen. I've really fallen. Well, I'm doing a play right now, so I think that's like just eating up all my time. I'm so out of touch with because I usually like gobble up trailers and stuff, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen any long legs advertising except the posters.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We talked about this. Yeah. The trailers are good.
I have to check it out.
Yeah.
The I've heard that the casting of one. I guess I don't want to spoil it if people don't know. Except the casting I'm thinking of is in the credits though, like it's on the poster, or is it kept a secret?
Yeah. No. If we're thinking the same thing, the person that doesn't show up for a while, you know that's who that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Most people. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just say it. Yeah. So Nick Cage. I've heard that the casting of Nick Cage is like, kind of ruins it. Like the fact that it's like a name, like kind of like takes you out of it.
That's an interesting thought. Everything that I could go on and on. Everything that I don't like about Longlegs has to do with Nick Cage, but it's not his fault. I think a lot of things. The list would be there's a lot of stuff that should have come from the director and should have been fixed by the director that Nick Cage is kind of taking the brunt for.
Damn.
That's just like even if Nick Cage loved it, somebody should have been like, this is actually really stupid. We should maybe not do that. But I think Nick Cage's performance is fine. It's not his best performance. People are raving over it. It's fine. I think because Oz Perkins lets him be so theatrical, people really like it. But I think that's something I will say. I think his performance detracts from the movie. But it's hard to be like, if you've got somebody that's just like, yeah, that's the point, then you're gonna keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But the rest of the atmosphere that's built doesn't support his performance.
That's annoying.
So it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Osgood Perkins. What else has he done?
Don't know. I know who he is, but
That name just sounds so good.
Yeah.
It looks so good on a billboard.
yeah,
It's like at the Vista right now. Directed by Osgood Perkins.
he.
I was like, should I know
he
that?
aced it.
Should I know who that is?
I know that's my thing. Like, he's made like 2 or 3 other movies, and I went to a Q&A and he was talking about how he was like, nobody watches my movies. He was like, I don't really care, but nobody watches my movies. Which is really funny because then this movie came out and Neon was like, Oz Perkins, and everybody was like, hey, that's the guy from Legally Blonde. Like, he has like 5 minutes of screen time in Legally Blonde.
Oh, he's an actor?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if he was just intimidated by Nick Cage and didn't want to like get in the, you know.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. One of the questions of the Q&A was like, how much did Nick bring to the character? And he was like, oh, everything. And he was like, he wouldn't stop sending me voice memos of ideas that he had. And it really seems like Oz said yes to all of them, which is just like somebody got to do something.
Right.
I love him. I love Nick Cage. I think he's a great actor. But
And he's got a big imagination.
right.
Which just, you need a director to steer that ship.
That's the whole point.
No, I was wondering that because have you listened to the A24 podcast with Joaquin Phoenix and Ari Aster?
No.
It's great. I really love that conversation they have. But Joaquin Phoenix just talks about like how many doubts he had about Beau's Afraid.
Uh-huh.
He was just like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, is this good? Like, what the hell is this? And that part of his insecurity was working with this kind of like youngish director.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, and in the interview, he talks about, he's like, yeah, I like didn't know. I was like, are you just some like kid who's stoked to have Joaquin Phoenix in your movie and you're just going to let me do whatever the hell I want? He's like, I don't want that. I don't need that. Like, that's going to make me go insane. Right. Because I'm not sure if what I'm doing is good or not. And And yeah, I don't know. There's something about his frankness about that I found so like really moving as an actor, but then also like horrifying as like a director, you know?
Sure.
But
I think it's just really hard to like. You don't know if you're gonna gel with somebody until you start working with them, which is the scariest part.
yeah.
I think it's so funny that Glenn Powell and Richard Linklater are like buddies. Like they were like Hitman. We really clicked. I'm like, damn, what? Like
That's cool.
it's just so like it just feels like they were just kind of swept together.
He was in Everybody Wants Some.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
I think
Yeah.
they must have had. And is Glenn Powell from Texas?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, they just have a shared language, shared lingo.
Yeah.
Right on.
Right on.
Well, Casey,
Thanks for listening, everybody.
thanks for listening, everybody.
Past 40 minutes.
Hell yeah. My name is Ari Wojcik.
My name's Casey Young.
This is The Ticket.
Hell yeah.
It is Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It's Christmas in July. July 25th, 2024, year of our Lord.
Nice.
It is
I didn't know that's why they called it Christmas in July.
2,300 hours.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. And the question I have for you today, I'm actually stealing this from a friend of the podcast, Sam.
Right.
Wherever she is. If you were on a deserted island and had a home theater system,
Right.
but you could only watch one actor's filmography, which actor do you choose?
Can I hear yours first?
So I have two-ish answers.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I'm thinking about this, I'm like, I want like a variety of like type of movie.
Right.
I want a variety of filmmakers.
Right.
And yeah, type of movie, like genre. And then I want some animation.
Whoa.
You know.
All right.
And that's
Yeah.
actually like kind of tricky to find. Well, not that tricky. There's plenty of prominent actors who've done animation. But the actor that came to mind today first was Brad Pitt. I love the Ocean's movies. He does like some pretty gnarly dramas. He has worked with Fincher, the Coen brothers, Soderbergh. He's in Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas.
Okay. I believe you.
I love
Oh, yeah?
that movie. It's an animated movie. Michelle Pfeiffer, Catherine Zeta-Jones. It rocks.
Hell yeah. Love them all.
And he's also in Megamind.
Oh, yeah. Right.
It's
Okay.
pretty good.
That's pretty good.
And, you know, he's like in Thelma and Louise. He's in a bunch of other like dark 90s dramas.
Right.
Not Rounders, but Sleepers. He's in Sleepers.
Oh, yeah? True Romance.
True Romance. Oh, and he's in he's in Inglourious Basterds, which I love.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah,
You even get Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when you want to watch a bad movie.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to.
And he's in like Ad Astra, which I think is like delightfully just weird and fun, like Moneyball and shit. Yeah,
He's got a great filmography.
Yeah, his filmography like is pretty solid. It sucks. There's all that stuff coming out that he's like a terrible parent, apparently.
Yeah,
Which
it's
sucks.
rough. It's rough. Apparently, he's also a horrible husband.
Oh no.
That's the way it goes, I think. But you're on a desert island. You don't have to worry about that. Go out. That's happening over there.
There's no
in
news
America.
cycle. There's just I have this one actor's filmography.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, you could be stuck on this island and Brad Pitt could die. You'd never know.
I never know.
Never know.
But I would keep getting the new movies. So I guess when the new movies stop.
Oh, you'd keep getting the new movies?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'd get F1. But yeah, I think I dig his filmography. But then I like there's a lot of older movies I like, you know. So I was thinking to fit this criteria,
Right.
you do Paul Newman. You know, he was in Cars. Wow. And Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, you know, like what a breadth. He was in The Sting, which I love. He's worked with Scorsese and
everybody else.
Ooh, I guess. What other notable directors has he worked with, really?
Well, people don't really talk about Martin Ritt, but he did HUD and he did.
I've actually never seen that.
I'm blanking on a Paul Newman movie that I have seen. I've seen Cars, but he's actually an actor. I can't think of anybody else or any other movie.
He has this movie Harper that I really like.
There you go.
He's a private eye.
I can't remember if Martin Ritt did. Who directed Harper?
I have no idea. That's the thing. Actually, Paul Newman might be a bad answer.
He's not a bad answer. You just kind of have to be into the movies that he makes.
Yeah, which I am. It's
Right.
like there isn't a Paul Newman movie I don't like that I've seen, and I just like that he has this like breadth.
Right.
You know. Actually, no, there is one Paul Newman movie I fucking hate. I forget its name, but his film with Philip Seymour Hoffman is in it. I was trying to watch all of Philip Seymour Hoffman's movies.
He's a good one. Paul Newman and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
He has a small role. He plays like a cop. It's
Paul Newman has a small role, or Philip
Seymour Hoffman. It's like early in Philip Seymour Hoffman's career. I think it's like his 5th movie or something.
This is crazy.
It's a movie that Bruce Willis is in, and Bruce Willis like turned down some crazy big blockbuster.
Oh yeah.
To be in a movie with Paul Newman because he was such a fan. Nobody's Fool.
Oh.
Bad movie.
Well.
It has a 3.7, which is...
That's ridiculous.
It's a bad movie. Melanie Griffith's in it.
Hey. I love Dakota Johnson. Thank you, Melanie Griffith, for Dakota Johnson.
I always forget that's her child.
Yeah. Did you see that interview where the interviewer gave Dakota a vintage magazine that had her family in it?
Whoa, no.
So I thought it was. I have a lot of opinions about everything. I have a lot of opinions about modern film journalism. Mm-hmm. But this woman, she's interviewing Dakota Johnson, and she's like, I just went to this great vintage store, and I got this magazine from the 80s, and your parents are in it. Your family's in it. And she's like, I wanted to give it to you. And Dakota Johnson takes it, and she's like, oh my God. She's like, I've never even seen these photos before. Like, I've never seen this before. And she's flipping through it, and she's like, this was the house I grew up in. And she was like, and they're playing in the snow, and she's like, and these are my brothers. And the whole interview, she's just like flipping through it, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's very sweet. It's unbelievably sweet.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that, I'm like, maybe nepotism ain't so
bad. There are some nepotism babies that just really hit. They really get it.
Dude, I like Riley Coe.
Yeah. Love
her.
her.
Is that how you pronounce that? I want it to be Riley Keough.
I'd rather be Riley Coe, but I don't know what it is.
I just rewatched Logan Lucky.
Yeah.
She's so good in that.
Yeah. I think she's like one of the best working actresses right now.
She's really good. Yeah, I have no beef with her making it at all.
Have you seen The Lodge?
No.
It's fucking fantastic.
Oh, shit.
It's great. Nobody talked about it. Also, that's something that was fun. The directors of that are an aunt and a nephew. Isn't that interesting?
An aunt and a nephew?
Yeah. I've never heard of an aunt and nephew doing anything.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Isn't that crazy? But The Lodge is really good.
Cool. I love that. Not Dakota Johnson. What the fuck were we talking about? Oh, nepotism. Yeah. Before that. Oh, no.
We were talking about Paul Newman. Yeah.
Paul Newman. Yeah. I
actor
think Paul Newman's a bad example.
Okay.
And again, I think Brad Pitt has just such a breadth of genre that I like, but I'm so curious at what our audience would say. I'm sure that they have better answers.
We can make it a little poll.
Make a little poll.
Yeah, we can make a poll and read it.
And then I like Tom Cruise also, I think. But I mean, he seems like such an obvious answer.
I don't think Tom Cruise is an obvious answer, and I think he's a great answer.
He just,
he's one of my favorite actors. So.
Yeah, he just has such a like scope.
Yeah,
of film. It's cool,
no
and he's
animation.
funny.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt's also funny. Yeah, it has to be somebody that also like. There's a lot of comedy in there.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying about Tom Cruise is like the Mission Impossible movies aren't comedies, but they're really funny.
Oh yeah,
Pretty much every single one is funny.
just a good time.
I really like Mission Impossible 3.
Mission Impossible 3. Philip
Yeah.
Seymour.
Yeah, indeed. I
All
think it's
right.
great.
J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, him
I
too.
would put him in the bad director canon.
Okay, thank you. I think he's fucking awful.
Yeah, yeah,
and I
he's
don't
definitely
understand why he's
coasting.
still
Yeah.
whatever.
He like fucked up the last Star Wars. Like it's like so insane how much he fucked it up.
Yeah, yeah, he fucking. But you know what? The thing about it is as well is like, what can you do when you're on the 9th Star Wars? Like nobody gives a shit anymore.
I don't know, man. Last Jedi was good.
Last Jedi was good.
I think that's the thing that's so frustrating. It's like if they were all like middling,
Yeah,
I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
It would be nostalgic. It would be cute. I'd be like, that was a fun time at the theater.
yeah. But Ryan Johnson made a great movie.
Yeah, like and the fact that he teed it up so beautifully.
Yep.
Ugh, we don't need to get into it, listeners. But what's your answer? You're on a deserted island. One actor filmography.
Here's the thing. Okay, so I said somebody. So we talked about this on 4th of July. It's now Christmas. And
In July.
Christmas in July. And I said somebody and I locked it in and I didn't feel negatively about my answer. But I thought of somebody else. And then every time you bring up Tom Cruise, I'm like, oh no, Tom Cruise is a pretty good answer. But every time I give up on this person, I'm like, wait. So I think that's my heart telling me that if I were stuck on a deserted island, I would want Denzel.
Okay.
I think it's Denzel. I think...
Dude, Denzel's a good answer.
Because he's another one where he doesn't have a lot of comedies, but he's always like doing comedy.
Yeah, he's always funny, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, dude, his filmography's cool.
And I really like I can take, like if I have like a comfort film or something, I can take an action over a comedy usually. So like I really like Deja Vu. I can watch Deja
fun.
Vu
Yeah,
all
yeah,
day,
sure.
every day. It's late. It's late here, everybody.
I really dig He Got Game.
I haven't seen it.
Man, that's a movie I've watched several times. Well, I could watch that movie over and over again. I think that movie's beautiful. I love him in Inside Man. He's hilarious.
Yeah. I like Inside Man. It's weird. It's kind of weird.
It's a weird movie.
But it's good.
He's really great. And then you get like Man on Fire,
Yep.
American Gangster,
Yep. I just saw Glory.
Unstoppable.
The greatest action movie of the 21st century. Yeah.
Tony Scott, rest in peace.
What a guy. Sometimes I drive over that bridge and I'm like, Tony.
He's in The Hurricane?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
My Mr. Mann. Michael Mann didn't do The Hurricane?
No.
What are you talking about? What? Then who directed the fucking Hurricane?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
The Hurricane's the boxing movie, right?
Yeah.
Are you thinking of Ali?
Well, I thought
Michael
he did
Mann
Ali,
did Ali.
and The Hurricane.
No.
I believe you, but this whole time I thought Michael Mann did The Hurricane.
Norman Jewison,
Great fucking director.
who was supposed to do Malcolm X. And then Spike Lee, like very heartfelt, was like, I it should be me.
Right.
And Norman Jewison was like, yeah, all right. Which I think is so dope.
Yeah.
Michael Mann didn't do that with Ali.
Norman Jewison was like, please, please, let me do Ali. And then Michael Mann went, no.
But no, I think, I forget. I don't think it was Spike. Maybe it was Spike Lee. I think.
For Ali, yes.
For Ali,
Yeah,
it was Spike Lee. It was Spike Lee, right? Yeah.
It was,
And then,
Spike Lee.
but it was Will Smith ultimately who went with Michael Mann, which is just
fucked up.
Yeah, what the like? It just seems, I don't know. I mean, I love Michael Mann, to be clear.
Right, yeah.
And I think the opening of Ali is really good. Everything else is just kind of boring. The Hurricane. Dude, Denzel's he's a good pick.
Thanks.
What else has he got in here? Tragedy Macbeth, which you love.
Oh,
Fuck, man. Remember the Titans? God damn. He's in a bad Magnificent Seven movie, but I'd watch it.
it's all right.
Oh, he's in The Manchurian Candidate, which I love.
I've only seen the original.
He's good in that. Oh, and he's in Much Ado About Nothing.
Right.
He
So
just
you get
doesn't have...
Keanu,
You get Keanu, yeah. He just doesn't have any animation, dude.
He sure doesn't. Well, neither does fucking, who did you say? I don't know.
Tom Cruise doesn't either.
Tom Cruise doesn't either.
Brad Pitt does though. Denzel's a good answer.
Thanks.
I think it's a real part of this conversation that's so interesting. Is like there are so few actors who have a huge breadth.
Because how long are you gonna fucking live?
Well, there's
Is that what
that,
you mean?
and then I just think in terms of like opportunity, right? Like, what other black actor are you gonna say? Well, I guess Will Smith. Will Smith's an interesting answer, actually.
Will Smith is an interesting answer, but you're gonna fucking regret it.
Yeah, because
He doesn't have that many good movies.
You don't want to watch 7 Pounds.
No, you don't. And then you got Focus and Concussion.
Oh God!
Whatever the fuck that slavery, Emancipation.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, Gemini Man was good, but we were talking about this earlier. If you're not watching it in 120 frames per second, there's no point in fucking watching it. Sorry, Ang Lee.
I mean, that was his whole thing.
Good. I'm glad. I
Yeah.
wanted to see it 20 more times.
That's so funny.
But don't sell a DVD. Don't send me to an island.
24 frames per second. Boring.
Ew.
Ew. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. What other black? And then, like, what female actors are we saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's got like a huge?
Actually, I was thinking this not about women specifically, but I was thinking of this actress. I don't love her movies, but I think she's an interesting answer. If you did like Lauren Bacall, she's got a lot of stuff. She did a lot of Ghibli.
Oh, really?
She did a lot of Ghibli dubs. She's done like 3 of those.
That's cool.
She has all her Bogarts. She did.
She's in Harper, which I love.
There you go. There you go. You got Paul Newman. What's the Dogville? She did Dogville. She did Manderley. Like she's got modern movies as well.
She's like yeah.
Thank you.
Totally.
Thank you.
She's also in The Sopranos, so you get some episodes of television in there.
I guess if you can take some TV with you, yeah, there you go. And then you go, but I gotta know what's going on. I need to see the rest. And then they give you the whole 6 seasons of The Sopranos. I don't like when people say Sopranos.
Sopranos. Is it Sopranos?
I don't think so. Who says Sopranos?
Tony Soprano. Tony Soprano.
Love that guy.
I've never seen it really. I've watched the pilot like 3 times.
Me neither, but I really like James Gandolfini.
He's special. I wouldn't choose his filmography.
No, you got like 6 movies. Yay, true
including
romance.
12 Angry Men.
Hey, you sure do.
Yeah.
You sure do.
Man, but that's the thing that's so funny. It's like any of these filmographies I just chose, I'm never going to get to see 12 Angry Men again. I'm never going to get to see Singing in the Rain.
Yeah, that's the thing
know?
about it. I recently saw Margaret for the first time, and for whatever reason, it came up while I was thinking of people, and I was like, well, I guess Anna Paquin would be a good choice. Why?
Anna Paquin?
Why?
X-Men.
Because Margaret's right. You get X-Men, you get The Irishman, you get Margaret.
Irishman.
She's in a lot of really great fucking stuff, but she has like 20 movies.
Yeah, and again, I mean,
The Piano.
It's like that. I think it's such an illuminating part of this conversation. It's like, oh shit, like, I mean, it's mostly men that are going to be chosen, and then of that, it's mostly white men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean, that's just kind of the nature of history.
That's just the industry, baby.
But yeah, it's a bummer.
But Brad Pitt's a good choice. If you lock in Brad Pitt, I don't know
if I can. That's the thing. I feel so scared to lock in anybody.
Yeah.
Because I'm never like, if I choose Brad Pitt, I'm never watching Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Again, you know.
Right. I mean, who? Kate Blanchett. Somebody said Kate Blanchett. I think Allie, friend of the podcast, Allie said
Kate Blanchett's a good answer. Get Ocean's 8.
Ocean's 8, baby. All I can think of is you've got Lord of the Rings.
Babel.
Right. You got Lord of the Rings. You got Carol.
Hannah.
She's in Hannah?
With Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan. Well, there you go. You got that movie.
Kate Blanchett's a pretty good answer, actually.
I don't love Tar, but I'd watch it again if I was on a strange.
Yeah, Tar's like, yeah, that's going to hit on a deserted island.
Yeah. You're just like, oh, man, there's her ghost. And then you start seeing ghosts.
She's
in the
that Eli Roth, like, family-friendly horror movie with Jack Black.
Oh, The House with Cock and Balls. The House. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think
Clocks
it's so
and oranges.
The clocks. The House with a Clock in its walls is what it's called.
That's a lot of words.
But House with Cock and Balls.
And she's in the new
funniest thing.
Borderlands movie.
Yay!
We both play so many video games.
Who's playing the robot? Isn't it Brendan Fraser or somebody stupid? Not stupid, like Brendan Fraser's stupid. But they were just like, this person's in this movie. And I was like, they're not in the movie. They're voicing the robot. And why are you pitching me on that person?
Yeah, it's like Phoebe Waller-Bridge being in Solo.
Oh, my God.
It's like, she's not really in there.
And people are always like Comic-Con and stuff. They're like, meet Marvel cast members. And it's the guy that voices Jarvis or whatever. Like, who are you?
Alan Tudyk.
Then somebody else. Because I'd like to meet Alan Tudyk.
Yeah. Well, there's a new... Oh, no. It was Paul Bettany.
Oh, right, because Jarvis is Vision.
Yeah.
Right.
The hell are you talking about?
Who knows, man? Fucking forget it.
I love Alan Tudyk. I love A Knight's Tale. I'm never going to get to see A Knight's Tale.
Well,
this is a hard question.
Choose Alan Tudyk. He's got
Dodgeball?
mostly animation. Yeah. Dodgeball.
I could watch Harley Quinn again.
Harley Quinn. If you're allowed to take TV shows, I don't know if you're allowed to take TV shows.
I'll ask.
Like, no, please. Let me take Harley Quinn. Have you
All
finished
right,
season? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Denzel.
Denzel. I feel pretty good about Denzel.
That's a good one. I don't feel good about Brad Pitt. Definitely don't feel good about Paul Newman. That's a dumb answer.
You were like Paul Newman, and then immediately went, actually, no, never mind.
Yeah, that's the thing that's so crazy about this question, because you really, yeah.
My people were Harrison Ford, Denzel,
Harrison Ford
Tom Cruise.
is a good one.
Thank you. Thanks.
Man.
But yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, what the fuck are you gonna do with all these people? Or all like, because Denzel's earliest movie is like the 80s. So then I just lose all of that stuff before.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Harrison Ford, you get like The Conversation, Apocalypse Now.
Like that. Well, oh yeah, he's in that. I don't like The Conversation.
I love The Conversation.
Actually, to be quite honest with you, I haven't seen one of those that I liked, like Blow Out, Blow Up.
I love Blowout. Wow. De Palma.
And what's the other one? There's another one.
The like piecing together something through something that's cinematic, kind of.
Never mind.
Yeah. I dig Blowout though. I'm not even a De Palma guy. I don't like. He makes me uncomfortable.
I don't like Brian De Palma either.
I get that he's like a master filmmaker or whatever, but the dude has dude, he's got a weird. The way he treats women is weird.
My thing is like I don't really understand why he's considered such a great filmmaker. I don't really find anything impressive with his movies.
I do think Blowout goes so hard, and I dig it.
I like Phantom of the Paradise. I like Carrie and I like Phantom of the Paradise.
Oh, I need to see Phantom of the Paradise. I've heard it's wild.
It's really good.
I like Carrie too.
I forgot that he did Phantom of the Paradise.
But yeah, I just can't. The way he like shoots women, and I don't know. I don't like. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
What's so funny? I feel like this is like a perfect parallel to Stephen King and Kubrick. Where do you say Kubrick or Kubrick? I go back and forth. Yeah. Where that like age old saying where they were like, it might have been even Stephen King talking to Stanley Kubrick, where he's like, I ended my book with fire, but you're cold, so you ended the movie with ice. Yeah, about The Shining, obviously. How I feel about De Palma is that Stephen King was like, his wife or something was telling him a story, and he was like, it would be so horrifying to get your period in the school bathroom. And Brian De Palma was like, young tits.
Yes. Dude.
In like slow motion.
Absolutely. No, that's perfect. That is exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, wait, that's not what this scene is about.
It's so fucking gross.
It's so weird. And like, yeah, I don't know. I hate it. I'm like, why are you doing this, buddy? But
he's nasty.
He's nasty.
It's kind of astounding just how, like, people want to make fun of Tarantino for having a foot fetish, but Brian De Palma's like blatant, just like horny energy on his movies.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that people like consider it a feature where they're like, hell yeah, I like to watch Brian De Palma movies because of this. Like, it's fucking broken. Everything about this is broken.
Yeah, it's wild. He's like really like, it's like fetishizing women. Like in just like a weird, like, yeah, I don't like, I'm like, this is,
Yeah.
It takes me out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I start to feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks, actually. I'm sorry.
Dude, Spike Lee has some moments like that too.
Spike Lee is strange.
Yeah, he has some horny moments that are like, oh, like I'm like, this sucks. I don't like this. But then he also has some incredible. He Got Game is so good. Yeah. All right, man. Yeah.
Denzel and Brad Pitt, I guess. I don't know who you chose.
Brad Pitt and Harrison Ford are kind of tied right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Harrison Ford is in some animated something. And you got those OG Star Wars movies and Indiana Jones. Like, that's pretty cool.
There you go. The
Fugitive.
Witness.
The Devil's Own, which I haven't finished because it's
Working
kind of
Girl. Force Awakens.
Ooh, which I do. Oh.
I like The Force Awakens.
He's not in Last Jedi, huh?
No.
Damn.
I know, isn't that fucked up?
That is fucked up.
Oh! Laura Dern.
Because you get all that David Lynch stuff.
You get the David Lynch.
And Jurassic Park.
You get the Jurassic Parks. She's got...
Marriage Story.
Right, if anyone wanted to watch that.
Again.
One time was enough.
Laura Dern's a good one.
She's quite a talented woman.
She's good.
Did you see that interview with Variety where she talks about Blue Velvet?
No.
It just came out, but she was going to UCLA, and she asked the director of the film program if she could take a leave to film Blue Velvet. And he was like, no, if you do this, you can't come back. And I think it would be ridiculous for you to throw away your education on this stupid movie. And she was like, so obviously I did it. And she was like, what pisses me off is that UCLA, when you write your film thesis, you have to study Blue Velvet.
That's
like,
so fucked up.
that's so fucking hard. Like, she's a fucking god. I mean, that's fucking shitty all the way around.
What the
But
hell?
so fucking cool.
That's badass. Good for her. Also,
Absolutely.
fuck higher education that tells you can't come back. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And look at her now. She's like the best actress ever.
You get Inland Empire.
I like Inland Empire. So I'm not a David Lynch guy, but I saw the 4K re-release of Inland Empire and it rocked my world.
I need to see it. I've never seen it.
It's great.
I have a buddy who has the camera.
Mhm.
He has two of the cameras that it was shot on.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was so fun playing around with those. And it's just so cool that he did that. I love that.
Yeah, I think like a lot of people who converted to digital, it seemed like they just did it out of necessity. But I feel like David Lynch kind of gets digital.
Yeah, him and Michael Mann, I feel like just I really think like Michael Mann really just embraced it.
Yeah.
Like Collateral, there's just like I just don't see movies that look like that.
Right.
And which is crazy because we're like firmly in the digital age. But it's like people are trying to get away from it.
Yeah.
And it's like what just embrace it maybe.
It's really tough like I don't know. I don't really know if I don't know. What do you do with that? I really don't like digital. Like not in a pretentious way, just like so many shots are like overexposed or too high def or fucking whatever. It's like I can't keep looking at this. Somebody make a decision.
The amount that you can do in post I do think is like crippling. Because it just like people just are lazier on set now.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And it's going to get even crazier. I mean, somebody was telling me that like the newest RE sensors, like, I don't know. I'm not like a color scientist. I'm not a DP. But there's this thing in audio recording.
Okay.
32-bit float. It's the amount of information that the audio, like, computer, the sensor in the audio recorder can gather, can collect.
Mm-hmm.
In 32-bit flow, I don't know what it means exactly, but it gathers so much information that you could almost get away without setting the levels. Because if you clip the audio in post, since it has all the information, you can bring it down and it doesn't sound clipped anymore. And allegedly, there are now digital camera sensors where you don't even have to set the ISO. Like if it's overexposed while shooting, you have all the info from the image that you can just pull it back and it looks properly exposed.
I've heard that. I've heard that about. I think Sony made a night camera, a camera for night shoots. I mean, a couple of years ago, where they were like, don't even worry about it. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was talking to somebody the other day that was telling me about a Sony camera that you can connect. You buy the camera and then you buy a set of lights and they're connected. And then when you set up your shot, it sets the lights.
Whoa.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
It's the future. I mean, yeah, for better or worse, like filmmaking is going to be so much more of it's going to be an art form that is more like what am I trying to say here? In the way that like a novel or like a painting or even a song can be developed, created by one person.
Sure.
It's like purely this person's expression. Like filmmaking has never really been like that. Like I know there's an auteur theory, but there's so many moving parts.
Right.
And there's so many factors that like
It just makes me wonder if it can be done.
like just by one person.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like I think
Right.
we're like getting there where it's
Right.
like one person could make a movie. And like the example I always come back to where it's like I think auteur theory is like a little bullshit is like Tarantino.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had the same editor until she died after Inglourious Bastards. and the movies are just different.
Yeah.
After that,
Ain't that the truth?
like, and like Scorsese without Thelma Schoonmaker, like who knows, you know, like,
Yeah.
and Spielberg too. He's had the same DP for like ever, and editor too. And it's like, wait, what? Yeah, how much is it purely Steve? You know. And to be clear, I think all of these filmmakers are incredible.
Yeah.
I am a fan. But yeah, as we move into this era where, I mean, the iPhone, you can make a movie with your iPhone. I know there's like a lot more to it.
People always say that. And I'm like, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's really hard. It's really hard. But we're getting to that point where, yeah, there's going to be an app for your iPhone that connects via Bluetooth to lights.
Right.
And like external mics.
Yeah.
And suddenly you have a sound mixer, DP, gaffer in your pocket.
Yeah.
You know, for better or worse.
I love the idea of like setting up your shot and you've got your actors and it's just one guy like, okay, hang on. And like it completely empty. I think that's really funny. Like nobody else. I mean, it's hilarious.
I think there's a lot of value in a small crew. I think too many cooks and just like people standing around is just kind of like bad energy. There's this story of Paul Thomas Anderson. While he was shooting Magnolia, he went to visit the Eyes Wide Shut set. And he tells the story that he like walked on set and he was like, "Where is everybody?" And Kubrick was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Where's like your hundreds of gaffers? And like, you know, like where's like all your PAs and shit?"
Yeah.
And Kubrick was like, what? No. It's like I need 4 people, you know?
Right.
And yeah, I think there's a lot of beauty in that.
Well, yeah, I mean, to that point, because he did a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why he was so unbearable to work with, probably.
Give me a fucking second. Don't move. I can't hire another guy to do this.
So yeah. Well, speaking of movies, Casey,
Whoa.
What Criterion Casey do you have for us today? Welcome to another edition of Criterion Casey.
Okay, so this is very exciting for me because this is a movie I want to watch for a long time.
Oh wow.
And for a while it wasn't streaming.
Okay.
And I just so happened to fall upon it on the Criterion channel today.
Oh wow. Today.
Literally today.
Hot off the press.
I was like, man, what am I going to watch? And what I do to find my Criterion picks, if I don't already have one in mind, usually what I try to do is I try to watch one that I've never seen before, fresh, for the episode.
Nice.
So I go, there's this list on Letterboxd. It's a complete Criterion collection. He's got every movie that's ever been released under the Criterion label. Excuse me. And I'll filter it by what can I watch on the Criterion channel or whatever streaming service, but mostly the Criterion channel. And bing, bam, boom, I'll be damned if Coco, a talking gorilla, doesn't come up.
Whoa, what the hell is that?
Are you familiar with Coco, the talking gorilla?
No.
Man, the journey we are about to go on, Ari. Okay. So in the 70s,
Okay.
well, I mean, up until she died in 2018, there was this gorilla. Her name was Coco.
She could do sign language.
She could do sign language. She learned 600 words before she died.
Wow.
And she was like an incredible conversationalist. It's a documentary. The documentary proposes that the doctor in the documentary proposes that she could sign 600 words and that she probably knew another 300, like could understand them in English. So before we get in, but she was incredibly smart, and I love monkeys. I love apes. I love them all.
You wish you owned a capuchin.
I want a capuchin monkey so
You would
bad.
give up your pets.
I sure would.
They seem horrible.
They are.
I can't sign.
Idiot. Actually, no. The reason I didn't get one was because I read that they live to be like 13 or 14, but their personality is that of a toddler, and I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do that forever. I can't. 14 years?
Yeah, man. No.
of a toddler
Yeah, no,
just
thank
throwing shit.
you
and-
like so you like seriously. I mean, we've talked about this, but
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
realize you were like, I'm gonna get one.
Yeah, I had decided that when all my pets, I have three pets right now. I decided that when all my pets died, I'd get a capuchin monkey. I wouldn't subject them to that.
Can you get a used one?
One that's been trained to act like a 14-year-old, I guess.
I don't know, but one that's gonna die in like 5 years.
Like, can I buy your oldest capuchin monkey? That just feels
I
like
guarantee there's people trying to get rid of one.
oh, probably. I can't even imagine like all the quote exotic animals that just get sent back.
Well, so friend of the podcast, Indiana Underhill, an incredible DP. Speaking of cinematography, she, a huge animal lover, is always like fostering like 11 cats and dogs and shit. Her and her partner have a tortoise.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, notorious. So because we live in the place where we live, there's all these like rich assholes getting these exotic animals and then realizing that they're hard. And yeah, there's a sanctuary. There's like an adoption service for these exotic animals, and yeah, tortoises are like there's like a problem because they live so long. You have to put them in your
What the
will.
fuck? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because they'll probably outlive you. Yeah, it's so crazy.
What?
Yeah, but anyway, to that point, you could definitely rescue a capuchin. I guarantee it.
Yeah, set me up. Well, at that point, that just feels like accessorizing. Where I'm like, I got the old one, so I didn't have to deal with it. Like that just makes me feel like a shitty person.
I mean, you don't have to get the oldest one, but you can get one that like was in a home and now isn't. You know,
Sure.
as opposed to would you get a capuchin
A puppy?
a capuchin kitten? What do you call the babies? A calf?
I don't know what you call a baby monkey.
I guess it's a baby, huh?
I guess they could be
Because they're
babies,
humans.
right?
Anyway.
Coco. Right. So, Coco, a talking gorilla, 1978 release. I want to say it's Barbet because he's French. Barbet Schroeder,
Love it.
director of like Single White Female, and
Oh.
I think he did Unbearable Lightness of Being.
Oh, shit. Incredible title.
Isn't that fun? I've never seen it.
Unbearable Lightness of Being.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's by number 340, and that's all I wrote down. But it's a documentary about Coco. Total, we don't have to dwell on it, but something that I really enjoyed was that the opening, the credits are like a narrative film. So it's like
Cool.
Coco, a talking gorilla with Coco.
Oh,
and then
that's cute.
he just like takes you through the people in the documentary, which is a lot of fun. But most of it, what I really had to remind myself of was that it was made in 1978 and no one had ever seen a gorilla like that before, like in that kind of.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just Coco signing and learning and things. And it's really, really cool. It opens up with this guy. He's playing with this chimp. He also works at this. Actually, let's rewind. So Coco's really smart, and that's it. But Coco was like the beginning of, like the idea of like animals' rights and like specifically with chimps and apes.
Wow.
Because she could communicate, and like everybody was like, "Oh my god, I never knew that they could be this way." But there's all this like controversy around how accurate the data that doctors and scientists that worked on her, that trained her, got. Like a lot of people question just how intelligent she was.
Yeah.
As well as like the idea of should a gorilla spend so much time with humans? Should they be so isolated from other gorillas? Zoos versus sanctuaries, and then there was a lot of like legal issues around her being returned to the zoo where she was born, and whether or not she should stay at the sanctuary and be researched, and a lot of stuff like that. The same thing with her doctors. There's a smaller ape, as in he's younger, in the documentary as well, and his name is Michael. And it's the same thing with Michael. People kept debating about whether or not he should be in a zoo or in the sanctuary. And then they had another ape, not in the documentary. His name is, I want to say it's Ndume. I can't remember. He was born in Cincinnati Zoo, and they actually sued the foundation to have him returned. And he just went back a couple years ago. Because of all of that, they were like, he needs to be around other gorillas. Because at the time, it was just the three of them. In their overlap, Coco's older than Michael. Michael was born.
Yeah.
And then Ndume was bought while Coco and Michael were developing their relationship, whatever that may be. Yeah. So it's the three of them and like 5 people. People are like, it's so weird.
Yeah, that's hard.
But yeah, it's crazy. This one of the doctors there was talking about how they were teaching chimps English, and that one of them like learned to speak English. He doesn't talk like you or I, but that he learned 4 words and that he could pronounce them enough to where you knew what he was saying, like you could differentiate, which is crazy to me.
Wow. No, that is crazy. Jesus.
And then Coco does all her signing, and what they kept reiterating was that she would like make up new words, like one of the guys said that they didn't learn the sign for watermelon, so she would call it like candy fruit, and that a lot of times she would sign simultaneously. So if she was like, if she was hungry and thirsty, she'd sign food and drink, eat and drink at the same time, which is something people don't do, right?
So it's just like the way her brain worked.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And it was a big deal when she would talk about her feelings without being prompted. Like, she'd be like, "I'm sad," or there's a scene where she was like, "I cried this morning," like that kind of stuff, which is crazy. I mean, I could go on and on about how crazy it is. And it was interesting, like learning about her personality, because it's so enlightening. She had a companion. Her name's Dr. Penny Patterson, Francine Patterson. And Coco lived with her at her home. And that when they woke up in the morning, she'd go to the sanctuary, she'd go to the foundation and rehearse with, not rehearse, train with her. And it's interesting how much of a personality Coco has, and like how more and more exactly that they seem like people. Where there's this great scene where Coco broke something, and Penny's like, why did you do that? Why did you break that? And then Coco gets mad that she's being like reprimanded, and I would be terrified if I made a gorilla mad, right?
Yeah.
But she starts like throwing a temper tantrum, and she's like pulling papers and throwing them on the floor. And then Penny grabs this box and she goes, "Put the papers in the box. Clean up." And Coco sits in the box like she's just like trying to agitate her.
Yeah.
When she very well has the capability to be very violent.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know? But she's just like, she's using like human manipulation tactics.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And she's being like cheeky.
Yeah. Yeah. She
so
thinks it's
funny.
like funny.
That's a trip.
Isn't that crazy? I think it's so cool.
The Allie Ray is obsessed with learning about that stuff. She has so many books about like animal intelligence. And there's this great book that I've started. I need to finish it, but it's called Beyond Words, and it's about animal intelligence, and kind of like the metrics we use for measuring intelligence are so rooted in like human ability. It's like we're kind of negating this whole world of communication techniques and like ways that other organisms like process the world, you know. and it opens with elephants and about their like pretty like complex social dynamics, and just how these scientists like they spend so much time with the elephants that they start just recognizing them.
Oh,
And they're like, oh yeah, he like Stewart over there is really shy, and Sarah over there is like kind of a hothead, and yeah, it's just like whoa, yeah. I mean, of course,
right, of course,
they have like a personality.
yeah. There's a to that point a little bit. There's a great part in the documentary where one of the doctors that they interview, he didn't work with Coco, but he's like a psychologist. They pull him as like the expert, and he was talking about how he worked with chimps, and that one breed of chimp could recognize themselves in a mirror based on these tests. One breed of chimp could recognize themselves in a mirror, and the other one couldn't. And what I appreciated, which I feel like you don't really hear a lot when like studying animals, is that he was like, based off of what we did, he was like, they very well could recognize themselves, but the way we tested them, they did not respond.
Yeah,
Which is like, yeah, because they're so they're so complex. And the exact opposite was they had a section where they interviewed the director of the zoo that Coco's from, and he was like, she needs to be around other gorillas, and we want her to come back so that way she can socialize with them. And they go back to Dr. Patterson, and she's like, they're just worried that she won't be able to breed. I'm very certain that she knows she's a gorilla. And I was like,
right.
She probably knows that she's a gorilla.
Yeah.
But that's not the same thing as being around other gorillas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is so tricky. That's so interesting.
Yeah. It's really hard because the documentary kind of teases it, and I think that if it were modern day, it would be a lot more harsh on both sides.
Research.
Yeah,
right.
But it very much entertains the ideas like how good is this for Coco? Like the idea of this, because there's so much stuff. There's a scene, that same one where Coco said that she was crying. Her companion's like, why? And you can tell that Coco doesn't even have the language for it.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I'm sad. And she goes, why? And she goes, I cried this morning. And she was like, why? And Coco's just like, I'm tired. I need to lay down.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like, why can't you just, like, accept? Or,
Right.
yeah, like, oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah. Which is hard, because that's one of those things, like, I always think about my dog, where I'm just like, is she in pain? Would she tell me if she was in pain?
Yeah.
Where you have an animal, and you think that they can communicate, but there are just some things that you don't have language for.
Yeah, man.
So there's nothing you can really do for Coco if she's sad about whatever, because she can't even verbalize it, and that's the only way that you can find out what's going on.
Dude, yeah. Whenever I look at an animal, I'm just like, we don't know.
I don't know anything about you.
Yeah, like, oh God. The socializing thing though, like, I mean, I just see that in like my friends like cats.
Oh yeah.
Like, Allie Ray is really good about like bringing her cat to like other cats, and like even as a kitten, she was very adamant. Like, I need to socialize him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so sweet and sociable and adjusted, you know. And then I have friends who's like, their one cat has never seen another cat.
Yeah.
And they're just little psychopaths.
Yeah.
You know, and like, of course they are, you know. And I know it's hard. Like, I'm not trying to like bash on people, you know. But that's a thing. That is something that we should consider. Like, yeah, what?
Absolutely.
You know, what are you going to do for your capuchin monkey?
Diapers for sure.
Are you going to let him socialize with other capuchins?
Where am I going to find these capuchins, Ari?
I don't know.
It's just better that I don't even get him. I've let that go. It's over. I'm not going to have a capuchin monkey. I'm going to die without ever having a capuchin monkey.
You could have two.
I can't handle two.
You never know. This is the ticket. Could be our ticket.
to get in 2 capuchin monkeys. We could have them on the podcast. They could just like run around and make jokes. And
I don't want that. That's your thing.
Like, all right, what are you talking? I got a monkey on each shoulder. I'm like, all right, what are you talking
I'm
about?
so annoyed. Like, don't let him touch me. Don't let him look at me.
If I had a capuchin monkey, I'd take him everywhere. I'd take him everywhere. He'd have clothes.
People would stop
have a
inviting you to
leash.
stuff.
People wouldn't stop inviting me to stuff because I got a fucking monkey. I'd get invited to more stuff.
No.
They'd be like, hell
that's
yeah,
not
Casey's
how it
gonna bring the
works.
monkey.
Not how it works. It's like, no, he's going to bring his monkey. What?
I don't think anybody's gonna say that. But then, like, if people have never seen it, then I get invited to stuff, and I'll just be like, "Hey, monkey!" And everybody's like, "Whoa, you have a monkey?" Yeah, and it was really hard to get too.
Oh, boy.
They are hard to get.
I forget what book I read this in. I think it was like one of those Malcolm
Malcolm Gladwell.
Gladwell books. I think. But like I don't remember what he was talking about. Anyway, they were trying to like bridge the communication barrier between dolphins and humans.
Uh-huh.
So they designed a house that had like 4 feet of water
Okay.
all throughout it. One level house, 1-story house, bunk beds and stuff. So humans could live in it
Right.
with this dolphin. And so they started with one dolphin. And all these like tenured professors or researchers or whatever are like, I'm not fucking living there.
Right.
So they have their, young female research assistant live there
Right.
with this male dolphin.
Okay.
And they started to make some like progress, but then and they're recording everything. There's like cameras everywhere.
Okay.
The dolphin, this male dolphin, starts coming up to this research assistant with like a full-blown erection.
A human woman?
Yeah. And he was like really insistent.
Yeah.
And to like get him to like leave her alone, she would start to like let him like hump like yeah. Yeah. And so they like cut the reason. They were like, we can't do this. Like, and like nope. And I just that's like so because it's like you should have just gotten another dolphin in there.
Right. Just throw somebody else in there instead of making her do that.
Well, I don't think they made her, but I think it just became more convenient to. I
Sure.
hope.
Sure.
I mean, the whole situation like sucks, but like that's so wild. Like that's
It's
a
wild.
wild dynamic to like navigate.
Something that I found really weird, and I want to do more research on it because I have a lot of questions. But I was reading about Coco on Wikipedia, and apparently there was like a sexual harassment. Yes. There was a sexual harassment suit brought upon Dr. Francine Penny Patterson because she would like show Coco her nipples, and then she'd tell other people to show Coco her nipples. And
Wait, why?
why? I can't even fathom why. I don't understand what the purpose
What?
of that is. Coco wears clothes sometimes. She wears like a sweater. I don't understand it.
But she would make Coco
No.
show her nipples. No, she would make other humans show.
She would show her human nipples to Coco and then make other humans show Coco their human nipples. I don't understand that.
No explanation.
Not in what I read.
What the actual hell?
The case was eventually, quote, thrown out. But I wanna know what's going on here.
Is she still alive?
The doctor, yeah.
Let's get her on the pod.
Hey, we have some questions about Coco. So first of all,
Is Coco still alive?
No, Coco died. Do you want to have Coco on the pod?
Yeah. I don't speak sign language.
Right. We'd have to. I don't even know how we put it on Spotify. We got a translator. Dr. Patterson could translate,
ostensibly.
right? Or we could do it. It's
She's
like, oh,
like-
she's at Apple.
Coco loves nipples.
Okay. So you don't get to.
Yeah.
You don't get to translate anymore. She gets kicked off. Coco died in 2018, but she was like 56. She was old.
How old are gorillas? That's how they live?
About yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's wild. Wow. Well, food for thought.
Food for thought. Everybody find out why you need to show your nipples to a gorilla.
And socialize your pets.
Socialize your pets. It's important. They're not people. Stop treating your pets like people. Great question. Great.
They're not humans.
Right.
But they are like little, like just picture an isolated person.
Yeah.
That's your pet.
That's what they are. That was actually pretty fascinating. They were talking about that. They were like, I don't view her as a human, but I do view her as a person. She's someone who has individuality. And things like that. Yeah. Coco's interesting.
Here I am eating a bunch of individuals daily.
That's what we're supposed to do. What I think is more fucked up is like the way we process meat and like kill animals en masse.
Yeah.
I think eating meat is fine on an individual. But this is my opinion. I'm not trying to tell anybody to eat meat. I think eating meat is fine. I think it's the fucking factory farming.
That's
the big
horrifying.
fucking issue. Because you know what it is that if we don't eat the meat, if 100% of us don't eat the meat, they'll go out of business. But if like a small portion of people stop eating meat, they just throw it away. And it's like that's the fucking fucked up part.
That
just like trashing
yeah,
it.
that's pretty. The amount of food waste is crazy.
Food waste is insane.
Yeah,
Food waste is insane.
that is scary. They need to figure that out.
Yeah, there's a great. They need to figure that out, guys.
For me,
There's a great Instagram personality. She's I'll just put it in the show notes. She's from New York. She's a professional chef, and the content that she posts is like about recipes and like technique and things like that. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it is about food waste. She'll be like, people usually throw this away, but here's something you can do with it.
whoa, cool.
She showed you how to make a shrimp stock from the tails.
From the tails, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, great.
It's a thing you can do.
I don't know what I'd do with the shrimp stock. I make gumbo, I guess. I don't really know what I'd do with that.
You can use stock for anything. I have a friend who you can cook with it, like as an oil alternative.
Oh yeah, shrimp stock.
Yeah, or just stocks in general.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's tricky. Like the boiling point is so low compared to oil, but you can. Yeah, it's a thing you can do.
Nice. What did your friend do? You were talking about your friend.
He's vegan. And he cooks with vegetable stock.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. Because he tries to stay. He's just a healthy guy. He doesn't eat sugar. He stays away from oils and eats largely plant-based. He just eats only plant-based. Yeah.
Right. Nice.
Wow. Yeah. Good for him.
He's not contributing to the meat industrial complex.
Meanwhile, I am.
I had shrimp for dinner tonight.
Hell yeah! I was in a rush and got McDonald's today.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's not even meat, so don't even worry about it.
Now I'm gonna worry.
No, I'll say it first. I love McDonald's. Sometimes
It's
I
good,
want
man.
McDonald's. People are always like, "Ew, how could you? Oh, you crazy."
Easy.
Yeah,
I could.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'll have 3 more. Thank you.
Hey, McGriddles?
Yeah.
Those are wild.
Yeah.
Those are wild.
Oh yeah. They're crazy.
They're crazy.
You got the pancake as the bread. What the
Oh,
fuck?
yeah, incredible.
Dude.
With little maple bits in there.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, it's
the,
so good.
The hunks.
It's the perfect balance of sweet and savory. It's unbelievable.
And how do they get the eggs in a circle? You know? Big question for me.
I mean, you can buy a little doodad to do that at home.
Oh yeah, I guess you could. Well, there you go.
I don't know how they do it en masse.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like McDonald's probably sends them like a pack of 20 frozen. Like they just keep sending them
Yeah,
eggs.
are we just eating frozen stuff?
Probably.
I wonder what's keeping them from just doing. Well, yeah, they're trying to like keep the brand safe.
Sure, what's
Like-
keeping them from?
Like White Castle has like their frozen,
Yeah,
but that killed the White Castle brand.
right. Now they don't have any locations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the way to do it. But I mean, Chick-fil-A sells their sauce. Is that the same thing?
They don't sell frozen Sammys.
Right.
And
I wouldn't eat them anyway.
They hate the gays. So.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A is a crazy one because I remember, and I gave into it, and I've been to Chick-fil-A recently. But where people were like, it doesn't matter. And then you found out that like Chick-fil-A was donating to all these missionaries that were like converting.
Yeah, it matters.
It matters,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. That's the
Alright.
same with the J.K. Rowling thing. Like, yo, she's using her money to put people down.
Right.
Like, it's not. You're not. You can't indulge in this
Right.
guilt free. You can't be like, oh, death of the author. It's like, no. She's still alive.
Right.
She's getting
Right.
all the money. Like, no.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't even get it from the library.
Yeah.
Gotta buy it secondhand. If you must
must.
read
Yeah,
Harry Potter.
yeah.
If you're absolutely dying, you've had 20 years to get on this. I haven't read Harry Potter. I've seen like one movie,
Yeah, you'll be fine.
but I'm not. Yeah, I lived, didn't I? I made it this far without it.
Yeah, buy him. Like every time I go to the Goodwill, there's like 5 Harry Potter books.
There you go,
can
buy it from Goodwill.
buy it for Goodwill.
Because everybody's getting rid of theirs because she fucking sucks.
Yeah, she fucking sucks. Depressing.
I'm keeping Ari from his poem. I'm ready. Ari.
No, that's not true. We're
Thank
having
you. Thanks,
we're both doing this. But speaking of female writers that don't suck, we're gonna read another poem by what was her name?
I don't know.
M.E. Coleridge.
Do you know that she doesn't suck? Have you Googled her or something? What
I
if
just assume she's alright.
what if you Googled her and it was like she was a poet, but she was more famous for being a major bigot? She has an unpublished poem that's just hating on every
Well, now
person
I'm gonna
in the world.
Google her.
I know. Everybody Google M.G. McCullough.
M.E. Coleridge.
M.E. Coleridge. Poet.
Mary Coleridge was a British novelist and poet who also wrote essays and reviews. She wrote poetry under the pseudonym Anodos.
Who's that?
That's kind of cool. But why did they call her M.E. Coleridge in here? Biography. Was born in Hyde Park Square, London. It's pretty boring. She seems pretty okay.
Sounds like she's not racist.
How do we know, though?
How do we know? We're not there.
It was
We're
just
not
standard
there.
practice
We weren't.
back then.
Everybody was really. I would actually love if we talk about this and then that poem is really racist.
I read it before.
Oh, never mind.
One of the things we talked about improving this podcast,
Reading the poem first.
becoming a little prepared.
Says the guy that didn't tell me the question.
I did.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I knew the question.
I kind of cheated though. I gave you 2 questions last time, and then.
Oh, did I have to?
I'll
Oh,
edit
that's
all
right.
this.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a poem by M.E. Coleridge. A Mother to a Baby.
Oh,
That's what it's called.
cute.
Where were you, baby? Where were you, dear? Even I have known you only a year. You were born, baby, when I was born. 12 months ago, you left me forlorn. Why did you leave me, heart of my heart? Then I was all of you, now you are part. You lived while I lived, we two were one. We two are two now, while the days run. Every maid born, love, womanly, mild, is in herself love, mother, and child.
That was nice. Made me kind of sad, but
Yeah, maybe kind of sad. Right on, M.E. Coleridge.
M.G. McCallahan.
Okay. Well, everybody,
Great poem.
a hell of a episode.
We're pushing 2 hours. You got 8 more minutes of material in you?
No.
I know. I'm beat. We can just snore for a couple.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you all for being here. I think this is another episode that warrants giving you all $1 if you get to.
Yeah. We haven't given out $1
We
yet.
haven't given out $1 yet.
Because people get so bored.
Yeah, but if you're the first one to email us or shoot us a DM, all of our info's in the show notes.
Yeah.
And on our Spotify and stuff.
Spotify
so
and the
follow us, etc. And yeah, if you reach out to us first, you'll get $1.
Enjoy the $1, everybody. Or enjoy the $1 of the first person.
Yeah, one person out
Just
there.
one person. We don't have that.
I can't wait to meet you.
Here's your $1.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. My name's Ari Wojciech,
My name's Casey Young.
and this is
The Ticket.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Oh, it's not over there anymore. It's not. You were just like.
Yeah, this is like, oh no, it's here. Nice.
Nice.